Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Pratik Singh Classes. In this particular video, we are going to study about Standard 12 Physics, Volume 1, Unit 2, Section 2.2.4, that is temperature dependence of resistivity. Okay, we will see here that in case of conductors and semiconductors, when the temperature changes, how does its resistivity changes, and a lot more things. Okay, we will try to find out the mathematical expression also with respect to resistivity and temperature difference. Fine, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it. Do like and share my channel to your friends so that everybody should get benefit from my knowledge. Please hit the bell icon so that whenever I will upload a new video, you will get its instant notification. And also, if suppose after going through this video, if you have any kind of query or question you have to ask, do write that in the comment section of this video. Okay, so let us start our today's class, that is section 2.2.4. Section 224, it is temperature dependence of resistivity. Okay, that means if suppose in any conductor, if temperature increases of the conductor, then how does it affect on the resistance of it? Or if suppose the resistance increases, whether the temperature of the material remains constant or changes, whether it increases or decreases. Okay, it will be seen in this topic, section 224. Fine, coming to the theory of the book. The resistivity of a material is dependent on temperature. Okay, that means if suppose the temperature of the material, conducting material, will increase, its resistance will also change. Okay, how much it will change, we will see it later. It is experimentally found that for a wide range of temperatures, the resistivity of a conductor increases with increase in temperature according to the given expression, that is rho t is equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha into t minus t naught. That means if suppose the resistance will increase, temperature of the conducting material will also increase, or if temperature will increase, the resistance of the given conducting material will also increase according to equation 2.27, that is rho t is equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha into t minus t naught. Okay, here let us try to find out what is rho t, what is rho naught, what is alpha, t and t naught. Okay, here rho t is the resistivity of a conductor at temperature T degree Celsius. Okay, here it is measured into degree Celsius, not in Kelvin. So keep in mind that difference. Okay, that means rho t is the rho t is the resistivity of the conductor at a given temperature T. Okay, then rho naught is the resistivity of the conductor at some reference temperature. Okay, and usually T naught is taken as 20 degrees Celsius or normal room temperature. Alpha is the temperature coefficient of resistivity, and it will be different for different materials. It is defined as the ratio of increase in resistivity per degree rise in temperature to its resistivity at T naught. That means if suppose temperature is increasing, then how much is the resistance of the conducting material is increasing. Okay, then equation 2.27 we can rewrite this as rho t minus rho naught is equal to alpha into rho naught into t minus t naught. It is just the rearrangement of the given equation. Okay, that just multiply this term with rho naught and take rho naught to the other side, left hand side, and you will get right hand side this equation. Okay, then from here you will get alpha is equal to rho t minus rho naught by rho naught into t minus t naught. Here rho t minus rho naught is the change in the resistivity of the conductor, that is del rho divided by rho naught into del T. Del T means change in the temperature. Okay, or how much is the heat generated in the conductor, final minus initial. Okay, as given here, del rho is equal to rho t minus rho naught. That means final minus initial change in resistivity. Okay, and del T is the change in temperature, that is final temperature minus initial temperature. Okay, and it is measured in per degree Celsius. Fine. Now alpha of the conductor. for conductors alpha is positive. Okay, whenever we will study about conductors, resistors or semiconductors, okay, particularly for conductors we have alpha value as positive. If the temperature of conductor increases, the average kinetic energy of electrons in the conductor increases. This results in more frequent collisions and hence the resistivity increases. Okay, see about this term, let me explain you in brief. In our previous video, I have said you that when the charges flow, that means when in any conductor, or take suppose copper wire, okay, when the electrons will flow, okay, those electrons which will flow will be the free electrons in the vicinity. Okay, when they will flow or move from one position to other position, they will collide with other atoms or other electrons. In such way, because of those collisions, a resistivity in their motion will develop. Okay, when the temperature will increase, the kinetic energy of the free electrons or subatomic particles will increase. In that situation, the collisions will become higher, the collision will also increase, and when the collisions will increase, okay, the velocity or the drift velocity of the given charges will decrease. In that situation, okay, the resistance will increase. Okay, this is shown in graph of equation 2.27 in figure 2.13. Fine, let us see what is given in the graph of equation 2.27. So as you can see in this figure, this is the graph of temperature dependence of resistivity for a conductor. Okay, so at some initial temperature or zero temperature, there is some resistance. Okay, and as the temperature increases, you can see here that the graph become linear and it is also increasing. That means the resistance of the material is increasing, so as the resistivity is increasing. Okay, so we can conclude that for some certain low temperatures, as it is given, the change in graph is non-linear. After a particular temperature, the change becomes linear. Okay, as given here, non-linear region at low temperature. That means at some certain low temperatures, the resistivity increases, but not in accordance with equation rho t is equal to rho naught into 1 plus alpha into t minus t naught. Okay, but after some certain reason, the graph becomes linear. That means in that situation, the resistivity becomes proportional to the increasing temperature. As you can see here in this figure A, that on x-axis we have increasing temperature and the unit taken is Kelvin. Okay, but in earlier equation we have seen that it was defined in degree Celsius, but it doesn't matter whether you are taking Kelvin or degree Celsius. And on y-axis we have resistivity, that is rho. Okay, in previous video we have seen that the unit of resistance is ohm and the unit of resistivity is ohm meter. Fine, so I hope you have understood this thing, that how for any conductor the resistivity is dependent on temperature. Okay, okay, even though the resistivity of conductors like metals varies linearly for wide range of temperatures, there also exists a non-linear region at very low temperatures, as we have seen earlier. Okay, that the graph up to some certain lower temperature, okay, it is non-linear. Okay, as you can see for some certain temperature, okay, on x-axis we have temperature here and on y-axis we have resistivity here. Okay, the resistivity approaches some finite value as the temperature approaches absolute zero, as shown in figure 2.13b, as we have seen in our earlier slide. Okay, fine, let me erase this thing so that you should not be confused in the theory here. Just a moment. Okay, as the resistance is directly proportional to the resistivity of the material, means if the resistance will increase, resistivity will increase and vice versa. We can also write the resistance of a conductor at temperature T degree Celsius as RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha into T minus T naught. That means resistance at temperature T is equal to resistance at certain temperature, that means at zero temperature or any other temperature which we have already given into 1 plus alpha into T minus T naught. Okay, here T is the temperature which we desire and T naught is the initial temperature. It may be 0 degree, negative, or any other temperature. Okay, here you can use the symbol R, sorry, omega, because it is about resistance. Okay, the unit here is ohm. Alright, till now we have tried to find out alpha with the help of resistivity or temperature coefficient of the material with the help of its resistivity at two different temperatures. Fine, that this alpha value we can again find out with the help of resistance of the given material at two different temperatures. Okay, in equation 2.28 we have seen that RT minus R naught is equal to alpha into T minus T naught. Okay, this equation in short can also be written as del R is equal to alpha into R naught into del T. Fine. So in this equation, if we take out this term to right hand side, we will get alpha value, that is alpha is equal to RT minus R naught by R naught into T minus T naught. We know very well that RT minus R naught, that is resistance at temperature T minus resistance at a given temperature, is equal to change in the resistance del R, and T minus T naught is change in the temperature. So alpha is equal to 1 by R naught into del R by del T. Okay, here del R as given in the book is equal to RT minus R naught, that is change in the resistance of the material at two different temperatures, and change in temperature del T is T minus T naught. Fine. So we have seen how to find alpha with the help of resistance as well as with the help of resistivity, and then we have seen that for conductors the value of alpha is positive. Okay, and also we have seen that at some very low temperatures alpha value is non-linear, and after some certain temperature it becomes directly proportional to the temperature of the given material. Fine. Let us see how the alpha value for semiconductors changes with respect to temperature. Fine. For semiconductors, the resistivity decreases with increase in temperature. So keep in mind that for conductors, the resistivity of the material increases with respect to temperature, but in case of semiconductors, when the temperature will increase, resistivity will decrease, and vice versa. As the temperature increases, more electrons will be liberated from their atoms, okay, and hence the current increases, and therefore the resistivity decreases as for in figure 2.14. Okay, what really happens here is when ground state is available, or in ground state in semiconductors, the number of electrons available for free movement is very less. But when the temperature increases, the outermost orbital electrons of the atoms becomes free or come out of the force of attraction from the nucleus, and the number of free electrons increases, and as the number of free electrons increases, the flow of charges increases, and thus the current increases, or hence we can say that when the temperature increases, the resistivity of the given semiconductor decreases. So that is the basic reason. Then a semiconductor with a negative temperature coefficient of resistance is called thermistor. Okay, so always keep in mind that any kind of semiconductor whose alpha value is negative is called as thermistor. Okay, this can also be asked in 1 mark question. Okay, as in fill in the blanks or choose the best option. The typical values of temperature coefficient of various materials are given in table 2.3. So we will see here first figure 2.14, then table 2.3, what are the things given here. So you can see here in this graph that as the temperature is increasing, the resistivity is decreasing. This is for semiconductors or thermistors. Okay, just imagine or compare these two graphs, that is figure 2.14 and figure 2.13. This is alpha value for conductors and this is alpha value for semiconductors. Here in conductors, after some certain reason, when the temperature was increasing, okay, the resistivity of the conductor was increasing linearly. But in case of semiconductors, when temperature is increasing, the resistivity of the given material is decreasing, and these types of materials are called as thermistors. So always keep in mind these difference in conductors and semiconductors. It can be asked in 1 mark question or in 2 mark questions. Okay, so here it is in temperature dependence of resistivity for a semiconductor. Now let us see figure table 2.3. What are the things given? In this table 2.3, you can see that here for silver, the value of temperature coefficient alpha is 3.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree Celsius. Okay. Likewise for copper, 3.9 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree Celsius. Okay. And from silver to this nichrome, the alpha value here is positive. Okay, that means these are conductors, and as you can see here for carbon, germanium, silicon, etc., we have alpha value negative. That means these are thermistors, or you can say that these are semiconductors. Alright, we can understand the temperature dependence of resistivity in the following way. Okay, fine. In section 2.1.3, we have shown that the electrical conductivity, okay, always remember that conductivity and resistivity are opposite of each other. Means if suppose in any material, if conductivity is increasing, that means its resistivity will be decreasing, and vice versa. There we have seen that sigma is equal to Ne square tau by m. As the resistivity is inverse of conductivity, we can write rho is equal to m by Ne square by tau. So just keep in mind these equations to solve the numerical sums. Now coming to some important topics, okay, the resistivity of material is number 1 inversely proportional to the number density of electrons. That means if suppose the electron density will be higher, resistivity will be lesser, because in that situation the flow of current will be easier. Fine. Then inversely proportional to the average time between the collisions, that is tau. Fine. Then in metals, if the temperature increases, the average time between the collisions tau value decreases. That means when the temperature will increase, the numbers of electrons, free electrons will also increase, and then their collision with the neighboring atoms or the neighboring electron will become very higher. In that situation, when the collision will increase in some certain time, it shows that the average time between two successive collisions will decrease. Okay, so in that situation, n is independent of temperature. In semiconductors, when temperature increases, n increases, that means electron density increases and average time between collision decreases, but increase in the number of electrons or electron density is dominant than the decreasing time or average time between the collisions, and so the overall resistivity decreases in the case of semiconductors or thermistors. So keep in mind these things. Okay. Alright, so let us see the things special what is given here. The resistance of certain materials becomes zero below some certain temperature, that is TC, or also called as critical temperature or transition temperature. The materials which exhibit this property are known as superconductors. That means the temperature has decreased and resistance becomes zero. That means total amount of current will pass through it and resistance will become zero. This phenomenon was first observed by Kamerlingh Onnes in 1911. He found that mercury exhibits superconductivity behavior at 4.2 Kelvin. Okay, because at this temperature resistance becomes zero. Current once induced in a superconductor persists without any potential difference. Means from one position to other position current will flow, but there will happen no change in the potential. That means potential difference is equal to zero between two certain points of any superconductor at some certain temperature, and that temperature is called as critical temperature. So here we have seen section 224, that is temperature dependence of resistivity. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any doubt or query related to this topic, you can comment in the comment section of this video. Fine. Alright, so in our next video tutorial we will study about section 2.3, that is energy and power in electrical circuits. This topic is going to be a little bit complex because it needs the help of all the previous topics which you have seen in unit 2. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed and also you will enjoy the next video. Till my next video, take care of yourself. Bye bye.